Welcome to NBR Today. ASX-listed Bluescope Steel has bought a 15.8% stake in Steel and Tube for $46 million from fund manager Milford. The acquisition trumps a play for the NZX-listed construction products distributor by Fletcher Building, whose indicative offer of $1.90 a share was rejected by Steel and Tube's board over the weekend. Milford Investment Director Brian Gaynor said the firm received a call from a broker last night offering to buy its entire stake at $1.75 a share. In a statement to the ASX, Bluescope said neither it nor its subsidiary New Zealand Steel had any intention to make a takeover offer for Steel and Tube. National Party Deputy Leader Paula Bennett believes Simon Bridges can survive accusations levelled by Botany MP Jamie Lee Ross over alleged Electoral Act breaches. She says baying for the blood of the opposition leader is not a new thing. The National Party has been in damage control since Mr Ross accused its leader of attempting to fudge the source of a political donation. Mr Ross resigned from the party yesterday, at the same time as National MPs voted unanimously to kick him out of the caucus. I spoke to National's Deputy Leader Paula Bennett and went straight to the point. Did they receive a $100,000 donation? Here's what she said.
Honestly, right now we're not sure. We can't quite find the donation as it kind of stacks up. Certainly what the party's telling us to date is that they can't see anything that's been done illegally. They can't see anything that's wrong. We don't have a clear $100,000 donation sitting there.
But if it's been split up, you won't have one.
So we're just trying to look. We're not sure which accounts that Jamie Lee put it into. So I'm sorry, I can't give you a simple answer to what seems to be quite a complicated web that's been woven that we're trying to work our way through.
And Jamie Lee Ross has given what he says is evidence to the police today, and I'm sure that there is more to come. Well, Tauranga-based software startup Swiped On has been bought for $11 million in cash and shares by listed UK workspace management software provider SmartSpace. Swiped On was founded in 2013 by Hadley Ford, Ben Scott and Matt Kearney, and offers corporates a cloud-based visitor management system on a monthly subscription. Its chairman, Ben Keep, says the fact the company will no longer be Kiwi-owned shouldn't be seen as a bad thing. He spoke to NBR's Fiona Rotherham.
I mean, I'm a firm proponent of sort of rinse and repeat of lots and lots of mid-sized exits. So I think that it's going to be good for Tauranga because the team's going to be built there. I think the investors that invested a little over a year ago get a good return and they will recycle that capital back into the ecosystem. I think this is a really positive story for NZ Inc. It's not a zero, it's not $1 billion company, but I've said for a long time that I think this is the sort of model that we want to perpetuate.
Commerce Minister Chris Farfoy hopes a market study into petrol prices will start sooner rather than later, once the Commerce Amendment Bill becomes law in the next 2 or 3 weeks. The new law will compel the fuel industry to hand over information required by the Commerce Commission to assess whether consumers are getting a fair go. If the Commission finds consumers are not getting a fair deal, it can then make recommendations to government about what regulatory or legislative changes should be made. I spoke to the Minister.
We'll have a better idea of options when we have the information. Everyone's and we have concerns about the level of increases recently, but the market studies bill will allow us to go and get that data, to get that information for us to act on. We have the ability to act on it before potentially the Commerce Commission comes back and makes its recommendations. If we see within that body of evidence that there are things of concern to us. As it stands now, though, they'll go and have a look, they'll come back to us with what they think, and they can make recommendations as to what they think needs to happen. But if we think action needs to be taken sooner there, we have the ability to do that.
However, the National Party, which is now supporting the legislation, says a market study will take at least a year to complete, while motorists continue to be stung by high prices. National's Commerce and Consumer Affairs spokesman, Brett Hudson, says the sooner they get on with things, the better.
However, we do acknowledge that New Zealanders are being stung in their back pockets right now every day with fuel prices. And so on reflection, we believe it is better not to stand in the way of this legislation passing quickly, so at least that inquiry can be undertaken quickly.
A2 Milk says its market share in China's infant formula market grew to 5.6% in September on a moving annual target basis from 5.1% in June. Data provided with the annual results in August had suggested the company was losing momentum in China, and this new information suggests it's now back on track. A2 Milk shares, which had been falling in the wake of Managing Director Jane Herdlicker and another director, Peter Hinton, selling down their stakes, jumped as high as 8.4%. So to tomorrow. The Film Industry Group has released its recommendations on how workers in the film industry should be able to bargain collectively, while also allowing them to continue as contractors if they want to. We get responses from both sides of the argument. For more on that and other stories, head to our website. Enjoy your evening.
To unlock your 2 free articles a week, head to nbr.co.nz.